Hey, it's me, C here. I am back to tell you that my peptide journey does not look like I thought it was going to look. And I'm not taking what I thought it was going to be taking. So let's talk about it. All right. So far, um, so what's changed? My weight's changed a little bit. I think I lost like maybe 2 pounds, but seriously, my body composition, listen, like always had like fattier arms just because I've had a bigger upper body area. So I kind of feel like I have like a little bit of line from like doing bicep curls and tricep curls and things like that. So my arms are a little bit smaller and a little bit more muscular. Yay, that's great. Um, let's see, what else? Um, I've noticed that, but also progressive overload. I've gone up in weight lifting the weights. And the thing I gotta say is I've been pretty sore. And as far as like taking peptides, I think that's always been like a regular thing. I've always been pretty sore in whatever muscle group that I've used like the day before. And it usually lasts for, it really honestly lasts until the very next time I work out um that group of my body. So there's that. How's my appetite? So my appetite is good because I don't know if you know, but the whole point of, doing, taking Tirzepatide or anything else like that is not to completely lose your appetite. Still need your appetite because I have to get in, for me, 120, at least 120 grams of protein. And uh, what is it? 1,300 calories, which is doing good for me. I try to get 1,300. I try to get 1,450, but usually wind up falling a little bit short of that. So I think it's fine for now because I'm still, experiencing a bit of muscle growth and I'm still experiencing the fact that I can lift a little bit heavier. So that's a good thing. Energy wise, let's see. Um, Actually, my energy levels have been increasing little bit by little bit. Extremely, I don't feel fatigued. I feel just like regular tired, which is a great improvement over uh, before, which it was just plain fatigue. Okay. So that was good. That energy change, a little bit of improvement is great for me. I love it. In terms of perimenopause symptoms, I've noticed when I eat over about like maybe in a day, well, actually, I can't even say it's in a day, but if I have like one dessert or I don't know what, I think maybe it's also the quality of the chocolate, but it will cause me to have hot flashes for like not just the right after eating it, but like the day or two after. So, and I can say regularly, I'm not get hot and flashy so much anymore, which is great. Um, Periods are still like not sporadic, but it's like a month and a half, which is kind of long. So for ladies who are watching me and want to know, like, you're also having the whole going through the whole perimenopause stage, long as it is, oh my God, sidebar, I did not know it was going to be as freaking long, to be honest. I was like, I thought it was just over quickly, but no. Perry has to just drag her feet all through my life. Um, so there's that. This kind of goes with sleep because I'm talk about sleep. My sleep is still chaotic. I still don't sleep all night long most nights. And by most nights, I mean 6 out of 7 nights a week. I just don't, like I said before in the first, in one of my other videos, I sleep in shifts. So it's like I go to bed early-ish, 10:30, wake up at 2 to 3, stay up for between half an hour to an hour, and then go back to sleep until the sun rises. And because the sun rises, I don't really see the light in this room until like around 8:30. It doesn't happen really until then um, in terms of rising. Mood. Mood is like, listen, the whole being waylaid from being back abroad has that's what's affected my mood, really. Um, in terms of like, I think I'm definitely less joyous all the time, whereas, when I was abroad, I was just like joyous and content like all the days. Like now here, mood wise, and in terms of like peptide, I don't think it's not the peptides that's changed that. It's just the fact of being back in the US temporarily that's changed my mood. It's been challenging to actually stay in the space of grace and contentment. Let me say that. In terms of, let's see, context. Well, how long I've been on Tirzepatide? It has been 2 months, and I think maybe no, a month. A month hasn't changed. Sorry, I started on Tirzepatide, and I was allergic to that. And actually, I only saw the video earlier in the week about something that tends to happen to people that try retatrutide, and it's a specific word that starts with a D. I will link a description in the video for another video that a guy actually talks about what it is, but that feeling of like having a weird itchy, swelly, sore sensation like under your skin. Apparently, I'm not crazy, not one of those really odd cases that happens to. Apparently, it happens to 1 in 5 people, so that's why I stopped taking Retta. Um, and so that's why I've only been on Tetratyde so far. Sorry, Tirzepatide, Tirz for short. My current dosage is 6 milligrams, and that's like once a week or once every week and a half. Um, really depending on, I don't know, I haven't figured out what it's actually depending on, but I think it has a lot to do with um, if it's the first week of my uh, increasing the weights that I'm lifting. So I'm still working on figuring out exactly um, exactly what that is. So the reason why I said my stack doesn't look like I thought was because I was going to add a glow stack and also AOD 9604. So honestly, I decided not to take the glow stack um, internally, or to say at least not the GHKCU internally, because I heard it burns. I don't want my stuff. I don't want my injections or anything burning. So, and since uh, the G and glow is for the copper that burns, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm not gonna take the glow stack. And, um, maybe I'll try the GHC on my skin, which is fine. It's supposed to keep you more glowy and toned skin and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, sure, yes, that sounds good. But also, I would have to experiment with it, but I really don't feel like experimenting with it right now. I use red light therapy for my facial skin, chest and face area, and I have a Saluma, which I purchased like a few years ago now. It still works, and I'm super happy about that. But it's for red light therapy. It's for wrinkles, for acne, and also pain and aches. I find myself like just as part of the earlier part that I was saying about being sore from lifting weights, I find myself using it a lot also, not just for my face, but for aches and pains. Listen, it works really well for that. So I think that's another reason why I don't stay. Yeah, I think that's why my soreness it's not as bad as it could be. Thanks for that. And I'm thankful for that. Let's see. So yeah, the AOD. Um, so far as I understand it, it has to be penned daily, and I don't want to pen daily at all. I used to do that with HCG, and but yeah, I don't want to unless it's actually a thing that I would have to do. And since peptides, it's not a thing you have to do; it's the thing you get to do. Um, or yeah, that I just don't want to do that daily. So I'm holding off on that. Um, I guess you could say I'm still semi doing the research around um, ways to not have to pin that daily. There is a doctor who might have troches of that. So again, semi decided. Pretty, I'm no unless I find troches of that. So there's that. All right. Let's see what else was I gonna do. Oh, side effects. That'd be really important for you to know if there are any. So since I'm not taking glow stack and I'm not doing AOD, the only thing which is the Tirz that I would have side effects about is, and I'm happy to report actually, I don't have side effects from that, thank goodness. Or else I wouldn't be doing it because I'm like, no, you can keep your side effects. I don't want to deal with that. Um, what would I change? I think would I change anything? I'm actually thinking about reducing the amount of Turs that I take because the food noise is, like I said, I wonder if I have to take as much as I do to keep the food noise at bay. So I have to see. It's worth um investigating for next week because I haven't been myself again until like early next week. So I think I'll try 4 milligrams of Tirzepatide and see how it goes with that. Um, Now that I feel like I've had a month, I have a pretty good dosage. Maybe drop it down and see since it's in my system pretty well. Okay, moving forward. Yeah, continuing Tirzepatide, changing the dosage. I'm am I adding anything? Oh, so I should say that I have started to regularly intermittent fast again, which is like a miracle for me because I used to intermittent fast regularly and I liked the clarity of mind that that came with. And so it feels good to do that again. I usually stop eating around 7 and I don't start eating between 12 to 2. So you can do the math on that. Um, I did attempt a 24-hour fast. I didn't make it. I only made it 22 hours. It was so close. But I was getting too light. Was getting too lightheaded, which also tells me if I can't complete a 24-hour fast, without those kinds of side effects, the headachy lightheadedness, which tells me that metabolically speaking, I'm not quite ready to do it. Like maybe I think for like another month, I'm just gonna stick with my 16 to 18 hour fasting window. As for now. Um, so I already said like I'm not removing because I never added the glow stack or the AOD. And yeah, I would consider for the end, I would consider that. Yeah, those were some pretty real results. I think I've lost maybe 7 pounds. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but for my weight just being at a solid plateau in a place where I did not want it to be anymore, and not at this age being able to do things that I used to do and have the weight just easily just fall off. Now I have to concentrate on diet and fasting and add peptides. and change my workouts. So those are things that I've changed, things that can that are that's what's real right now. So let me see, is there anything else I should tell you about this update? And yeah, so I would say that I'm pretty darn happy with Tirzepatide. Um, and I look forward to next week seeing if Les will still give me the cut the food noise and keep my satiety as it is. That would be a great thing. And yeah, that's it for this update, day 54. Yay. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me. Like, subscribe, pass it on if you know another Black lady that is, perimenopausal and on a health journey and wants to try out peptides. So, alrighty. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing weekend. Aloha.